Hello everyone, this is AmberAnkNA here. Welcome to my channel. Well, I play a variety of games and do narrations for fanfics. I'm really hoping you enjoy my content. If you do, make sure to comment below, leave a like, and subscribe with the notifications on. Right, so next time, this is AmberAnkNA. Welcome to my channel. So, hi. Saddles, A Life is Strange Story. Epilogue. October 30th, 2021. So, I love you because the entire universe conspired to help me find you. Pablo Colaco. Max would get coy as he sat there sipping at another pumpkin spice cold brew. Maybe these weren't so bad. Maybe Trini was okay. And it tasted this damn good. So he wondered if Corey would ever be able to sleep with all of the espresso coursing through her veins. Max gazed outside the window and began to chuckle. "What's so funny?" Corey asked. Max between laughs replied to Corey. "There! Look outside!" Max said as he pointed outside out the window. "Holy shit!" Corey exclaimed. "It's morning?" The words were both a question and a statement. That's like when we're kids. We can stay up all night, so. I am so sorry. Weasel is probably pissed. Max offered as a condolence. "Nah, seems it's okay. I tested her and told her I found you. She said for me to be safe and not end up in jail. Otherwise, I should have fun." Sounds like Weasel. Corey looked at Max. "I think it's time, Max. How about we go back to the hotel and see Weasel and Maxine? Lords know that little one wakes up when the sun comes up, so she will be awake soon." "I can test Weasel and let her know to test me when Maxine is awake." "Sure, Max. Besides, we can use that time to run by my hotel room. I need to grab a few things." "Sounds good," Corey agreed. "Let's get out of here." Hand in hand, the tall girl left the coffee shop and proceeded to go to the Master's Hotel. It was a short cab ride to Master's Hotel. Master had chosen a more out-of-the-way and quiet hotel. The Parker Guest House, a few blocks away from the El Capitan. Corey waited with the cab while Max ran up to her room. A few moments later, Max reappeared at the door and walked back to the cab, a closet bag thrown over her shoulder. "Driver, 10 Charlie Bakery on General Street, please," Max directed the driver. "Yes, madam," came the response. Max turned to Corey. "How about some breakfast? This bakery is amazing. We can get some food to go. What do Weasel and little Max like to eat in the morning?" "Maxine likes anything. Food. All food. She's a walking human garbage disposal. The way she puts away food. Waste is, of course, waste. She's more picky, but mainly because she tries to stay in shape." "Well," Max began, "how about a seasonal vegetable sauce for us and some almond lemon tea cakes for Maxine? She's not allergic to anything, is she?" "No, not at all," Corey replied. "Good," Max said. "Then that's the plan." The cab pulled up to the bakery, and Max jumped out and ran inside. She exchanged pastries with the owners, and it was obvious that Max had been here before. As he approached the cab, Corey could see carry 2 small white cardboard boxes, all tied up with string, dainty and very delicate. Max handed Chloe the package and got into the cab and instructed the driver to go to El Capitan. Max, it looked like you had been there before, Chloe asked carelessly. No, not at all. But whenever I come to a new town or have a show in a new town, I scope it out. I look for authentic French restaurants. It helps me to remember Simone. So when I knew my show was opening here, I did my research and found this place. I also grown very fond of French cuisine. And I speak French when I go in, so they are excited to converse with someone who does. It is a beautiful language. Chloe was amazed. I didn't know you spoke French. That's really cool. So how many art shows have you done through the years? Chloe asked. This is my 11th show, and I have seen them in 5 major cities across the U.S. Max answered. Wow, so you are famous? May I have your autograph? Chloe asked playfully. Bite me, Chloe. Max cheesed. I guess I am famous. Well, not really. My photographs are famous. Remember, I am still nominated. Oh yeah, duh. Chloe responded. Maggie asked if there was a good money in the art world. Max laughed. There is. Not to start. The term starving artist is more than just a description. It's a way of life. But once you get established and people see your art or photographs, you make a name for yourself, you can make it big. Real big. Obviously, I do not have a name to fall back on, but I have my reputation. I am trustworthy. I always beat my deadlines, and for some reason, people like my eye. The way I frame and shoot stuff. And to be honest, I am doing pretty good. I have no clue how much money I have or what I am worth. I have people for that. Checks are sent to them and they handle all my business dealings. I like to just focus on art itself. Oh, you have people? Do I need to ask them for your autograph? Chloe replied. Excuse me, Miss Moneypenny, Chloe said in a very, very fake and astonished British accent. Think a female Austin Powers. Is Miss Caulfield free Monday at 10 for tea? She is? Smashing. Yes, please pencil me in. I shall take the motorway to her flat after a stop for a bit of parcel. Max howled with laughter, especially after looking at the cab driver staring at them with a look of disbelief. The cab pulled up to Chloe's hotel, and seeing in Max exited the cab. Ready? Chloe asked. Max took a deep breath. Yes, let's do this. The two girls entered the hotel and took the stairs to an upper floor. They paused outside the door to Chloe's room. Even from out here, they would hear the laughter of Maxine. Max smiled, thinking that she was about to meet Maxine for the first time. Chloe's daughter. How could Chloe have a daughter? The package of time and how far they had come and changed was shocking to her. Chloe raised a hand and knocked. From inside they heard a gasp and a female voice say, Maxine! Guess who is at the door? At the top of their lungs, they heard Maxine yell, Mommy! It was immediately followed by a loud shh from the same female voice from within. Max could hear the lock turn and the chain rattle and hold her breath as the door opened. For the first time since they drove away those many years ago, Max's eyes behold Rachel Amber. Max looked at her and took in everything about her. Her same auburn hair and deep autumn eyes. Her same smooth conversation and small trim facer. Rachel may look a few years older, but was as gorgeous as ever. Max watched as Rachel's hand came to her mouth. Max? She said. Hi, Rachel. Max said, Yes, it's really me. Weasel was overcome with emotion. Her legs felt weak and made of mutts. Weasel slowly collapsed to her knees, falling forward slightly. Max kneeled down and caught her and embraced her. Out of the corner of her eye, Max could see tears form in Chloe's eyes. Before Max could fully comprehend the moment, she heard the smallest, straightest little voice come from within Weasel. From behind Weasel. "Mommy! You okay? Why you cry?" Max looked up and saw the face of Maxine. The girl had the face of an angel, and Max felt that looking at her was to behold heaven itself. Weasel wiped away tears and turned to Maxine. "Yes, Maxine, I am okay. You remember Mommy and I telling you about Aunt Max?" Max watched as Maxine turned to Chloe. "This is your friend Mommy? This is my Auntie Max?" Chloe kneeled down and rubbed Maxine's hair. "Yes, honey, this is Auntie Max. She's your Mommy's bestest friend ever." Maxine walked over at Max and struck out her hand. "Hi, Auntie Max," straight and matter-of-factly. "My name Maxine. It's nice to meet you." Max reached out before her and shook the toddler's hand. "Nice to meet you too," Max replied. Maxine turned to Chloe. "Okay, she's nice. She's my friend too." "Maxine?" Max began. "I have something for you." Max sat her bag on the floor and began to unzip. "Your mommies and I are old friends. We have been friends for a long time. Your mommy Chloe and I have been friends since we were little like you." Chloe kneeled down too. "Yes, Auntie Max. And I used to play dress up and pretend we were pirates." Maxine laughed that full-body toddler laugh. "Mommy played pirates? That's silly!" Max continued. "When I knew I was going to meet you today, I wanted to give you something. Something real special." She reached in her bag. "This stuffed animal your mommy and I had stealed when we were little. It's really old, and I know it's kind of dirty, but there was nothing more that I wanted you to have it." Chloe gasped. "Sharky? After all the years, you remembered?" "Yes, Chloe," Max said. "I hold on to it since I left your side. One day I knew I would pass it on to my kids or your kids, so I hold on to it. And since you were the one to have kids first, I know I would give it to Maxine." Chloe was overcome with such emotion. Max knew of all of the things he could give Maxine. Nothing meant as much as something for their childhood. Chloe stripped an arm around Max as they watched Maxine hold Sharky and give her a new home after all these years. Over the breakfast of tea cakes and sake, Maxine played with Sharky by introducing Sharky to her other toys while Weasel, Max, and Chloe shared stories and Weasel and Max caught up. A little after 9 a.m., Weasel's phone rang. "Excuse me, this is my production company calling. I am going to step out onto the balcony and take it." "Sure," Chloe replied. She turned to Max. "To all of the irony and weirdness, Weasel Plays is also being performed in San Francisco," Chloe explained. Max gasped. "You mean Atonement?" "Yep, Chloe. Yep," Chloe responded. After it left New York, it got picked up on a nationwide tour. She had been everywhere, all the major U.S. cities. San Francisco is the last stop before it returns to New York and finishes up on Broadway. That is so cool. I am so happy for Weasel and all her success," Max answered. Chloe agreed. "Yeah, it's been good. Sometimes Weasel get called away, but only for a night or two. So she is not performing right now. She is writing another play and also teaching young actors in a volunteer role. She is amazing." Max nodded. "Yeah, she is." Moments later, Weasel came back in from the balcony. Well, it seems our trip to San Francisco was very opportune. The producers were calling me because there was an issue with part of the set. So it's ironic that I am in town with it at the same time. They want me to come to the theater. They want to run a few things by me. Something to do with the set and the design and the theater itself. What an odd twist of fate. Chloe Master saying graces, knowing that fate can be a bitch sometimes. I told the production company I could be there in about 2 hours. It's not far from here at all. Rachel paused. I have an idea. What if we all go? Maxine always wants to see Mommy's work. And Max, with your photography skills, I might be able to put you to work. Rosa said with a wink. It's okay by me, Max agreed. An hour later, they left the hotel together. Rachel called in a favor and got some staff to come pick them up. They rode in silence to the theater, except for Maxine, who had begun to sing Baby Shark repeatedly. Chloe, Rachel, and Chloe had been regretted with it before as their faces gave way to a look of not again. Max, of course, was loving every minute of it, and joining in so many of the repetitive verses. They arrived at the theater and drove around to the production entrance. The real entrance was one few people got to see. Max was impressed with the size of the theater and cultural aspect of the production. This was a top-notch performance, and no expense was failed. Max, Chloe, and Maxine stayed a few steps behind Rachel. Chloe had warned Max while Rachel was getting ready. Listen, when Rachel gets to the theater and goes to work, Chloe made air quotes, she becomes like a machine. She is all business. It's best if we just stay out of her way. Chloe was not kidding, Max thought to herself as she watched Rachel at work. Max smiled because clearly Rachel was at home in her element. Rachel turned to Max. Why don't the three of you walk out on stage? I promise when you see this theater from the stage, it's overwhelming. It is one of my favorites in all of the U.S. Chloe nodded and Max agreed. They led little Max towards the stage. They had to walk around costumes and sets, people running from here and there, or the backstage chaos that goes along with a large production. As they walked out on the stage, Max became uneasy. She had no clue as to why, but it figured it had to do with a lack of sleep and being awake all night. Once she dismissed those feelings of unease, she looked at the theater. It was amazing. It has been completely restored and opened and new just a few years before. Rachel was white. It was quite a sight to behold. As Max turned to look at the backdrop and set, her unease returned. The set was obviously some outdoor park-like setting. There was a bench and some trees, but being so close, Max could not make out the backdrop, but could tell it was meant to be dark. She excused herself from Chloe and Maxine and walked further out onto the stage. When she got to the very edge of the stage and looked back, she gasped. Now she understood her unease. It wasn't a park. It was the overwork. And the backdrop was a storm. Horror storm. For the first time in years, it was as if Max was standing back in the very spot where she stood in 2013. The feeling was devastating. One, Max! One now! You cannot say! She told herself. Chloe was to her side, practically dragging Maxine behind her because the little girl's toddler ways couldn't keep up. Max, you okay? Chloe asked. Max shook her head that she wasn't. She lifted her hand and pointed at the set. Oh God, no. Max, I am so sorry. I should have warned Rachel. Let's get you out of here, Chloe instructed. No, it's okay, Chloe. It just caught me off guard. Max lied. I'm better now. Just as Max was finishing speaking, A seized hand appeared from around behind the curtain. Miss Amber Price has asked that you all come backstage. She has requested Mrs. Caulfield's assistance. Chloe helped an uneasy Max and led Maxine backstage. They went down the 4 corridors and entered into a part of the backstage area reserved for production meetings. The seized hand knocked on the door and opened it. He gestured for the trio to enter. Inside the room was a large wooden trumpet's table. On it was some set designs which looked almost like floor plans. Rachel was clearly frustrated. "Oh, good! You're here!" she said, looking up. "So we have a situation. Some of the sets got water damage in a rainstorm, leaving Denver. It's nobody's fault, but we have got to fix it. And we are on a tight schedule. Max, the reason I need your help is that all we have are some photographs of the sea design and some digital images. The problem is the images are too small to really be of help. I was wondering, with your photography background, could you work with our digital artist and lead set designer and to enlarge the photographs so we can use them to appeal the details to the set? We knew it would be more appeal than this, but this is the final one for the play on tour. We sent a lot of other staff in the set's home once we got to San Francisco. We have a little staff short staff. Please, Max, you're our only hope." Max smiled. "Of course, Rachel. I'd be glad to help." Rachel returned Max's smile. "Good. Our set designer will be here in a jiff. In the meantime, look at these photographs with me." Max looked over at Chloe and little Maxine. Chloe had decided to take a seat at the edge of the room, and Max watched as she and Maxine played with Saki. Chloe seemed to sense Max was looking at her and smiled and blew Max a very demonstrative kiss. Max pretended to kiss it. As he looked down at the photos with Rachel, she smiled, and it was a smile that filled her whole body. Her wish and her dream had come true. Somehow, she was back with Rachel, back with Chloe. She had met Maxine. Her heart soul was a success. The world felt light, and it felt as if it made sense once again. Max was happy. She was lost in thought and didn't hear the door open. "Oh, thank heavens!" Max heard Rachel say, "I am so glad you are here." She heard Rachel continue, "This is Max. She's an old friend and is here to help. She's a well-known photographer, and I thought she might could help us out." Behind Max came an audible sigh. The voice was small and feminine. It was soft and sweet, but at the sound of it, the hair on Max's neck stirred up, and she felt goosebumps all over her, from head to toe. It wasn't from fear or dread. It was from something else. It came from her heart, her soul. That feeling when you watch a very sad movie and the emotion just wells up deep in your soul. That feeling. That was it. "Max?" She heard the small voice ask. Rachel, obviously to her reaction, continued, "Max, I would like to introduce you to our set designer." Max did not hear Rachel finish. She did not need to. She knew. She knew even before Rachel said the name. She should have known the entire time. Fate and destiny were too fickle, too predictable. She should have understood enough to know, to accept this. The world around her began to fade. As she turned, she heard Rachel finish speaking. "Simone," is the last name Max heard before the world turned to darkness. This action will have consequences.